It defeats the purpose of sanctuary to close our doors or to drive the kids back to DYA or over to DYA and say it's your problem, it's not ours. It's why we're here. But we can't be taken advantage of just because that's why we're here.
Sanctuary Board Chair Rob Weinberg says the nonprofit organization can no longer rely on the good faith promises of the Government of Guam. For the last 39 years, Sanctuary has provided services to the island's troubled youth through contracts with the Department of Youth Affairs and other government entities.
If not for Sanctuary, a lot of these youth would be in DYA, would be in jail, and then eventually would be in prison as adults because they're not getting the guidance that they need.
Sanctuary has filed 2 government claims for $190,000 that it's never been paid for services already provided to the government. One claim for $130,000 was even specifically appropriated for in Public Law 30-41, authorizing the payment, yet the money never made it to the organization.
We become the unwilling creditors of the government, and you know, spending 30 days, 60 days, 90 days waiting to be paid, that's not too bad. But we're not a bank, we're not a financial institution, we're not charging interest, and we're spending too much time chasing down money that we've contracted. We've already provided the services.
It's a similar story for Catholic Social Services that's filed one government claim itself and even gone as far as filing a lawsuit for another outstanding debt. Catholic Social Services Executive Director Diana Calvo.
We're having to continue to absorb the cost until we get payment, and even at that, you know, sometimes the fear is still there that, you know, the obligation to pay may not really move forward.
In one case, the nonprofit has been providing 24-hour care and services to consumers living at 3 of the island's group homes and hasn't been paid for the last 2 years. The organization has already provided notices to consumers that if a contract isn't in place by April 30th, Catholic Social Services will stop the services it's been providing.
We're not really using this as a threat. I mean, although some people may see that, but I think that at some point in time, you know, the government has to recognize us as a small business, even if we are a nonprofit entity.
The government's terrible track record in paying nonprofits has resulted in the organizations demanding that contracts with the government are in place now before services are provided. Both Weinberg and Calvo suggest that before contracts are signed, government officials certify that funds are available to pay them, as the few $100,000 they're each owed is a drop in the bucket compared to the government's overall budget.
$130,000 is 5 or 6 weeks worth of our payroll. Right. And so if you imagine, well, we couldn't make payroll this 5 or 6 weeks, you know, that's the same thing as closing our doors. Soon, instead of serving our youth and our families in need, we're spending our time going and filing government claims and going to court to get a judgment that nobody disputes is owed.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Mindy Egan.